Great catching up with my next guest, Modestas Bukauskas. Big fight coming up here. Paul Craig, UFC Paris, September 6th. It is right around the corner. Modestas, how are you, man?
Doing very well, thank you. As always, absolute pleasure talking to you, mate. And just literally just come back from training not too long ago. Everything is rolling in the right direction.
Good. When did you find out about this fight? It looked like you got plenty of notice.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was back into training, obviously just working on a couple of things, just working on my game and stuff like this. And I was kind of like thinking, when's the next fight going to be? And then literally out of nowhere, at 12 o'clock at night, I just got a message from Jason, my manager, and he just said, he called me this time and he goes, how about Paul Craig in Paris? I'll get it done. I was like, perfect. So everything worked exactly how I couldn't worked out any better, pretty much, put it that way.
Yeah. And when you heard Paul's name, was it a surprise at all? I know he did fight at light heavyweight in his last fight, but the last year and a bit, it has been mainly middleweight for him.
Yeah, so it was a little bit surprising, but obviously he fought Bellato in his last fight. So I was obviously in my head sort of gunning for a top 15 matchup, but this is an absolutely great fight. It's definitely years in the making in terms of we are both the top light heavyweights in the UK, and it's a chance to see who's got that number one spot. And he's beat former champions, beating a current champion. So he's very experienced, very dangerous. When that name came forward, I just got extremely excited, and it's a great domestic matchup to see who goes further on in the rankings. So I was very happy.
Yeah. Had you ever met him before or trained with him before? You mentioned kind of both being in the UK. Obviously, he's from Scotland, but have you ever interacted with him before?
I know he's trained with some of the guys that I've trained with before. Like I say, he seems like a very nice guy, but I haven't actually crossed paths with him personally. But like I say, this was a fight that at some point was going to happen, and it just so happens that it's happening now. So I guess this was a fight that was sort of meant to be.
Obviously, Craig's known for his submissions. You mentioned he's got a win over the current light heavyweight champion, Magomed Ankalaev. That was a submission win. He's also submitted Jamal Hill. You've only got one submission loss in your career. It seems like your ground game's, very good as far as, defense and even offense as well. Does that make it a little bit easier when prepping for a guy like this, just knowing that, one of his main skill sets is something that probably won't affect you too much or potentially couldn't?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm always prepared to fight wherever the fight goes. Do you know what I mean? I've got to make sure that I've got to have good takedown defense, even takedown offense, and and good submit. I'm working every single area all the time. Obviously we know where his main strengths are. So like I say, it just makes it a bit more straightforward in terms of game planning. But you got to be ready for anything in there. This is fighting at the highest level. So like I say, I'm prepared for anything. And he's shown some good striking techniques as well in the past. So I'm ready for everything.
Take me through camp a bit. Same training partners who have you mainly been working with leading into this fight?
Yeah, so obviously the guys up at Tom Aspinall's gym. Again, I've got a teammate fighting on the same night, Ante, so that's going to be amazing. Got two of the guys in the same gym. Like I say, going towards the same goal, which is absolutely amazing. Obviously, I've got James Webb as well. He's going to be in my corner for the fight. I've trained a little bit with Dustin Stolfus as well up in Germany, just a little bit. Sort of at the start of camp. But yeah, it's pretty much all the same guys. I've done some work with Will Curry and Lucas Klinger from BST as well. But yeah, definitely towards the end of camp, like I say, I've just been training a lot at Tom's place, and getting absolutely amazing rounds in with him and the rest of the guys up north. So I'm very grateful, and getting some great rounds of Ante as well. Like I say, with the same goals, same thing in mind, same path. So it's just very exciting times.
Good. How happy were you for Tom now that we finally have an opponent for him? He's now going to be the heavyweight champion. It just must be such a relief for him just to move on from this John Jones stuff.
It's a long time coming, mate. I'm extremely happy for him. He's been training all the time. He's been getting better. He's been improving his skill set, and he's looking as sharp as ever. And I can only imagine what he's going to look like when he's literally a couple of weeks out from his fight. And obviously, after I finish this fight, providing no injuries and stuff like this, I'll be jumping in and helping him, prepare for Cyril Gane. So I'm very happy for him with this matchup. It's a great matchup. It's a fight that was definitely on the horizon. It was something that they knew that he was probably going to fight him at some point. And yeah, I'm just glad that the whole John Jones thing is finally over, because it just sort of just kept on like being prolonged. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, just like, when is he going to accept the fight? When is he going to accept the fight? Is it happening? Is it not happening? And I know it was very frustrating for him. So I'm glad that, you know, everything's like clear there in terms of that fight. And now the division can move forward, and now Tom can be active as he likes, and he'll go on to be one of the, if not the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah, I'm excited for that fight. So how long does it take you to get to Paris, where you live currently, just for those who might not know the geography over there in the UK?
Yeah, so I live in northwest London, but I think it's literally probably going to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours sort of plane journey. So it's easy, same time zone. It's absolutely perfect. I mean, really couldn't ask for anything better. If we wanted to, we could have potentially even taken like a train across the channel. So yeah, obviously the UFC covering it, so yeah, we're going to be taking a plane, but nice and easy, no time zone difference. I can get there literally when fight week starts, instead of having to come there like, you know, a couple of days before and stuff like this. So yeah, it's worked out perfectly. It's just great not having to adjust to a time zone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you know, going from Seattle, Montreal, and stuff like that, Australia, and, you know, all across the world. And now I finally get something that's aside from Manchester, you know, like very close to home.
And I imagine you've been to Paris before?
No, I haven't. This will be the first time. So
okay, gotcha.
It's funny. I've thought many times like I would love to go there, like, you know, just to visit or go on holiday or something, and it's never really come to fruition. So it's actually nice. It'll be my first time in Paris. It's amazing what I'm able to do with fighting. In the UFC, you know, traveling the world, getting to see all sort of cool places, and, you know, with all different histories behind it. So yeah, I'm extremely grateful.
Yeah, like you and me having coffee in Seattle earlier this year. Like what are the odds? You know, life's just.
I know.
It's kind of nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, are you bringing? I know you got a girl now. Is she coming with you to Paris? Because that seems like a perfect. You know, you get the free travel and all that. You could bring the girl with you after the fight.
Oh yeah, 100%. She's actually coming along with my sister, which is very
cool.
nice. Yeah, no. Thank you for asking, by the way, about that. Yeah, she's an absolutely incredible girl, and yeah, you know, she's very supportive of my career. You know, wants me to do really well, and she's actually a martial artist herself, and, you know, she's massively into the UFC. So it'll be an amazing experience for her to see, you know, a fight live with a person that she knows fighting. And yeah, we're going to go and put on an amazing performance for her. That's for sure.
How's this fight ending on September 6th? How do you see it unfolding?
It's going to finish. It's going to end with a finish from my end. I feel like I'm going to finish Paul Craig. Like I say, he's an extremely durable, extremely credible fighter. I have the utmost respect for him, but ultimately I've got to go and take what's mine. So you know, I'm going to put the pressure on him, take it to him, and get the finish and get my hand raised.
Got to ask you about this Saturday's main event: Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev. How's the 319 main event playing out, do you think?
In my opinion, I'm actually leaning towards Dricus du Plessis, just because he has got quite a good wrestling pedigree. He's got very good jiu-jitsu. You know, got good takedown defense himself, and because of his erratic style and sort of like, you know, you don't really know what's coming. I think that'll be a style that's going to be a little bit more difficult to sort of prepare for. Obviously, Khamzat is an absolute animal, so, you know, he's always going to bring the heat. But a 5-round fight, I definitely feel it's going to be leaning towards Dricus' favor.
And then I got to ask you about the title fight in your division coming up in October. Magomedov Ankalaev, Alex Pereira, the rematch. Who's taking it?
I still think Ankalaev's gonna do the job. As amazing as Pereira is, I think Ankalaev will even be stepping up his game even more and implementing it even more. I knew the strikes from Pereira's side wasn't quite as much, but I do feel that southpaw style is going to be a difficult puzzle for him to deal with.
It's been a good year for you. You've been very active. You got this big fight with Paul Craig. I imagine after this one, you're going to take a little bit of a breather and then look ahead to 2025 or 2026, I should say.
Well, I mean, listen, if I come out unscathed and I don't have any injuries, I'd love to fight in Vegas at the end of the year. So, you know, whether they'll have space for that or not, Obviously, it's been very active so far, so I'm very blessed and grateful. Having 3 fights this year is absolutely amazing. If we can squeeze a 4th one in, I'll go for that as well. Like I say, I'll be getting back, helping Tom for his fight. So I'll be in shape and I'll be ready. So whatever the tide sort of calls for, we'll go for that. But ultimately, I'm putting my full focus on Paul. Got to get the job done there, and then but yeah, we'll see what happens.
And just last question, because they just announced it today. I know it doesn't really affect your area of the world, but it does affect the fighters. What did you think of the UFC, their new streaming deal, going to be with Paramount Plus and CBS? Did you see that today?
Yes, I actually did, and I'm wondering if, because I don't know too much about it. I mean, I've actually watched some stuff on Paramount before, so I'm guessing in the US it's going to be a massive deal. Like I know a lot of people use that platform. Like you said, I'm not really sure how that's going to affect the UK sort of fans and stuff like this, but that is obviously a massive deal. I know they are in talks with like a load of different people. I mean, it can only be a good thing, right? Anytime the UFC signs something new, like especially with the new brand deal that they had, they always make something good out of it. So I'm sure it'll be great for everyone.
This is always a good interview, Modestas. Thanks so much for the time. We're going to be watching UFC Paris September 4th. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, just got again. Just thank all my close friends and family, all my training partners, my teammates. Like everyone at Tom's gym. I've got some very close people. Like I say, Marcus, James, Sebastian. Obviously, my dad. Always have like a strong knit team behind me. Iridium Sports Agency for getting me this matchup as well. And yeah, like I said, there's almost too many people to mention every single time. But I've got a really close knit group of people behind me, and I love them all. And we're going to go in and put on my best performance ever on September 6th.